Today is Thursday, June the 6th, and what we're going to show here is the Enterpro FCOG61PCCCW for continuous firing 360 degrees board, as opposed to the standard FCOG6100 revision R board. The first thing to notice is that instead of having two 8-position connectors for the output, we actually have 3 6-positions, and we're actually using 2 pairs. One pair for the plus and minus A, second pair for the plus and minus B, and the same for the C. On this particular setup, we're gonna use 480 volts. We have an AC controller inside this box, basically 3 pairs of SCRs connected in anti-parallel, and we have our board. We're powering the board with 24 volts AC, and for SIG high, for the delay angle command, we have 5 volts. It's basically connected to the maximum. I'll point out that for this particular board, SIG high only has a role for the first second, because regardless of what SIG high is, after 1 second, the board is firing at 360 degrees, basically making the SCRs behave like diodes. On this setup that we have here, again, we have the 480, and Tony has the board set up so that he's going to enable the board. He's going to instantly enable the board, and we're going to take a look at the time that the board, from the time that Tony flips that switch to the time that the board reacts, and the we're going to take a look at the output of the waveform. So go ahead and turn it on, Tony. Alright, so here we see that this is some bouncing of the switch. It's hard to tell, but one of the things that we measure on this particular configuration for this particular board, we need to stay within 300 microseconds, not milliseconds, but microseconds. So this particular case, we would have to open this up, but we'll see that even after the first bounce, when Tony commanded here, these are 2 milliseconds per division, so I will have to really open this up so that we can let's try it out again, Tony. See if we can catch a cleaner. Okay, try it one more time, and again it's just that deep bouncing. Alright, that's probably good, and I think that's great. So Tony is applying his switch, closing the switch, enabling the board, enables the commands after this delta of 270 microseconds, and this is what the output looks like. A couple of things. We're using only 480, but you will notice if I were to open this up, this is actually the same AC input as the same output. There's no notches on the AC. That's something that you will see with the 6100 RevR, and that's what we think is the problem. So let's go ahead and make a change now, Tony. Let's run an auto. Let's go ahead and change this. Going to eliminate one of the channels, and we're going to be looking at the AC. Now we're going to be looking at the AC input compared to the output. So channel 1 now is change that to 200. Don't worry about it, you can just make it 50, and then I'll go ahead and match it manually.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Good. Alright, go ahead, Tony.
Hook it up.
Yep. So now what we are doing here is we're going to be looking at the 480 source, and we're going to be looking at the resulting AC output when we switch on and off for thyristors. Okay, it's there, right, Tony?
Yep.
And that's fine. That's what it is. We're actually triggering on another one, and there we have them now. Okay, and we can see that from the meters we have 470, 478, and 475, and that's probably just calibration. I don't think it's losses. But if I were to bring one of the signals and override this on the other one, we will see that it's basically the same signal. So go ahead, Tony, and have it. Notice it's only the AC on the input, the output it's off. Go ahead and bring it in, and let's see if we can capture a single shot. You were triggering on okay, you were triggering on 3, correct? Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me just go ahead and set you up for it. Okay. No triggering up. Let me go auto. Go ahead, Tony. You lost your probe. It's probably not making contact just because it's supposed to be high now. There you go. Alright. Let's go ahead and get it for a single. Go ahead. There you go. Let's try it once more time. See if we can get a cleaner one. Okay, so there we go. So tuning enabled. At some point the board, in this delta again, it's 300 microseconds. So it was in less than 300 microseconds from the time that Tony flipped the switch. This AC went from 0 to the full 480 without any notches. So this is the end of this video.